I'm here at Pillar with the Rowan team. What are you all building?
Hey, we're building tools for molecular simulation. So a lot of ML-based tools, classical physics-based tools, just anything that can happen in design and simulation on an atomic scale.
And so right now what we're working on is helping our customers in the life sciences and material science really scale up the number of simulations they run. So we've had a lot of people running tens and hundreds of simulations on our platform, and we want to build the infrastructure that people are going to use to run thousands and tens of thousands of simulations and then analyze all those results.
Yeah, we're in the center of the life science world here in Boston. So what do you guys love about building here at Pillar, building here in Boston that you share with the community?
One thing I love about building in Boston is just the access to amazing life science companies. There are so many great biotech startups here and biotech venture capital firms that there are always companies getting started that it's so fun to get to talk to.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the people who live in Boston moved here to do something. You know, you have people working on startups, working on, graduate degrees, working on undergraduate degrees, and that sort of energy makes just the conversations that you get to have with people and just interactions, that energy just feeds into the whole startup ecosystem and just general lifestyle of living here in Boston.
It's a well-educated group. Now, what are you all watching, whether it's here in Boston or in the life sciences world beyond, that you would share with other builders here in Boston?
I'd have to give some shout outs to some of the Pillar companies that I'm just excited about. A lot of these founders are just people who I know, and I think they're doing great jobs. IO is a company out of Pillar and out of Boston. They're working on photonic chips. FabuBlocks is working on semiconductor process optimization. So yeah, these are just cool companies that I'm excited about here in Boston.
I'm also thinking a lot about the companies that are building tools for AI infra and AI deployment. So companies like Modal, which just announced unicorn status. Congrats, guys.
Yeah.
And then I'm also following a lot of companies that are working sort of in the AI for science space, like Mirror Physics in New York and Inductive Bio. And so there are some companies that are just building really cool platforms.
This is the Rowan team. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
Today we're here in the lab in Somerville. I'm with Michael, the co-founder and CEO of Addis Energy. Michael, what are you and your team building?
At Addis, we react iron-rich rocks with water and nitrogen to make ammonia. So taking a historically hugely energy-intensive process to make ammonia, making it a new energy resource, and thereby lowering the cost of production.
Yeah, we got a lot of rocks behind us, which are being put to good use in the coming months, I'm sure. What do you love about building here in Boston? You went to HBS before starting this company. Now you're building here, in the area. What do you love about building here?
I think it's really just the diversity of resources. Having these HBS professors we can go back and talk to, having all of the lab resources at great places like Harvard and MIT, our co-founders at MIT, and just the talent pool that's here. It's really hard to find a place that checks all of those boxes at once.
Yeah, and whether it's through the Harvard ecosystem, the Pillar ecosystem, or just elsewhere in Boston, what are some other startups you've met that you have your eye on?
Another subsurface company that we're definitely watching how they progress is Quaise. They're using basically laser drilling to drill faster, deeper, hotter. So that's a really interesting geothermal company. But I think there are so many out there that it's a really happening place right now.
This is Michael from Addis Energy. Thanks so much for joining us. Here at Pillar with Mihailo from BoolSi, what are you and your team building?
Well, we're trying to enable embedded developers to get the benefits of custom silicon without having to spend $100 million designing chips and fabricating chips. And we do that by building tools that convert their software written in any language, C, C++, Rust, Python, into chip designs, and also building a chip that can rewire itself post-fabrication to fit those designs.
You've been building here in Boston, building at Pillar. What do you love about building here?
I think access to talent and just lots of hard tech folks doing some of the craziest startups I've heard about, and just being in the same office with them every day. It's really cool.
Definitely. Now, you've gotten to meet a lot of startups and certainly a lot of entrepreneurs in your travels. Are there any startups, trends, or things that we should have our eye on here in Boston or even far beyond as we near the end of 2025?
I'm very excited about some photonic startups. There's this one called AO Photonics that is building kind of optical compute. And I have some friends at FabuBlocks that are doing tools for simplifying semiconductor engineering and just kind of process fab.
This is Mihailo from BoolSi. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
I am here with Shi Yin from Arvada. What are you and your team building?
We're building the first therapeutic for an autoimmune disease that causes cardiac arrhythmias.
Right here in Boston on Boylston Street, what do you love about building here in Boston and building here at Pillar right above us?
Yeah, well, the first part of that is Boston's unparalleled. You get more people here thinking about life sciences, biotech, drug development than anywhere else in the world. There's a critical mass here that you just don't get anywhere else. And frankly, Pillar is like a microcosm of that, right? Outside of the fact that Pillar is an incredibly supportive environment for founder-led biotechs.
Totally. And last but not least, like, what are some other startups you're watching, or as you've kind of built this company and seen so many trends unfold, in life sciences, what would you pass back to other members of the community?
Yeah, the startup community is amazing here, so I'd be hard-pressed to name just one.
Sure.
But I think one of the things that has been really informative, actually, for Arvada is actually some of the lessons I took when I was at Novartis, which is focus on your patient population, make sure you can test it in the best patient population you can find for your drug, for your mechanism, and then prove that it works before you try to treat everybody you can. It makes a lot of difference in how you think about drug development, and it makes a lot of difference from just a scientific and clinical point of view.
Yeah. This is Shi Yin from Arvada, Matt from MGMT Boston. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Matt.